In the shifting security landscape of Northern Europe, artillery has once again emerged as a central pillar of deterrence and warfighting. Lessons from Ukraine have demonstrated that high-end artillery, combined with effective reconnaissance and logistics, can decide battles as much as tanks or aircraft. For the Nordic states, which now form a united NATO flank after Finland and Sweden's accession, artillery modernization is not a side note, but a strategic necessity. At the center of this transformation are two very different systems: Norway's K9 VIDAR and Sweden's Archer. Both are 155mm NATO standard self-propelled howitzers, yet they represent contrasting philosophies of design, mobility, sustainment, and employment. Comparing them is not about declaring a winner, but about understanding how each reflects its nation's geography, doctrine, and vision of war. Norway selected the K9 VIDAR, a localized version of South Korea's K9 Thunder, with modifications tailored to Arctic conditions. VIDAR stands for Versatile Indirect Artillery. It is a tracked system weighing nearly 50 tons, armed with a 155mm 52 caliber gun, capable of firing NATO standard extended-range projectiles. Its firepower is formidable. Standard high-explosive shells reach over 40 kilometers, while rocket-assisted projectiles can extend to 50 kilometers or more. The system carries up to 48 rounds on board, with an automatic loader reducing crew fatigue and enabling a high sustained rate of fire around 6 to 8 rounds per minute. Its tracked chassis grants it strong off-road performance, vital in Norway's mountainous terrain and icy conditions. Mobility is not about road speed, but about the ability to traverse snow, frozen ground, and rugged hillsides, areas where wheeled platforms would bog down. Sweden, in contrast, doubled down on its indigenous Archer system. Archer is mounted on a Volvo 6x6 wheeled truck chassis and is one of the most automated artillery platforms in the world. With only a 3-man crew, it can deploy, fire, and displace in less than 2 minutes, often cited as the epitome of shoot and scoot. Archer carries 21 rounds in an automated magazine, with each shell loaded, fused, and fired without the crew ever leaving the protected cabin. Its firepower is similar to the K9 in range, but it has specialized compatibility with precision munitions such as Excalibur GPS-guided shells and the bonus anti-armor top attack round, both of which Sweden helped to develop. On roads, Archer can achieve high speeds and move quickly across Sweden's extensive road network, making it ideal for dispersed operations in the vast forests and plains of Scandinavia. The technical comparison highlights two very different trade-offs. K9 VIDAR is a heavier, more traditional tracked howitzer emphasizing endurance, ammunition capacity, and cross-country survivability. Archer is a lighter, wheeled platform designed for rapid deployment, minimal crew, and near-instant displacement after firing. Both fire the same caliber of ammunition, both integrate into NATO's digital fire control systems, and both can deliver lethal effects at 40 to 50 kilometers. Yet one is optimized for rugged terrain and heavy sustained fire, the other for rapid mobility and automation. Mobility illustrates the divergence clearly. Norway's geography is defined by fjords, steep mountains, and Arctic tundra. Here, tracked vehicles remain essential. The K9's ability to climb slopes, maneuver through snow, and position itself in difficult terrain makes it a logical choice. Sweden, meanwhile, has vast expanses of relatively flat ground and one of Europe's best road networks. For Sweden, the wheeled Archer can exploit road mobility to rapidly shift batteries, redeploy between dispersed sites, and complicate enemy targeting. This is not merely engineering, it is strategy written into hardware. Sustainment and logistics form another axis of comparison. K9 VIDAR's 48-round capacity allows longer fire missions without immediate resupply. This is critical for operations in remote Arctic areas, where supply convoys may be delayed. However, the system's size and weight demand heavier logistics, more fuel, and more extensive maintenance. Archer, with 21 onboard rounds, must resupply more frequently, but its extreme automation reduces manpower requirements and crew fatigue. In high-tempo operations, the ability to conduct rapid missions with a smaller crew can free up personnel and reduce exposure to counter-battery fire. Both systems ultimately depend on Nordic ammunition production, particularly the Norwegian company NATO, which is scaling up 155mm production in response to both Ukraine and local rearmament. Survivability in the age of drones and counter-battery radars is arguably more decisive than raw firepower. Ukraine has demonstrated that artillery positions can be detected within minutes of firing, and that UAVs coupled with precision strike can devastate immobile batteries. Here, Archer's strength is evident. With its ability to deploy, fire multiple rounds, and move within 2 minutes, it is exceptionally difficult to catch. K9 VIDAR is also capable of shoot and scoot, but its heavier tracked chassis means slower displacement compared to Archer's wheeled Sprint. On the other hand, the K9 is more heavily armored, offering better protection if caught under fire. The balance becomes one of speed versus resilience. Sweden bets that not being in the strike zone is best. Norway bets that endurance and protection will allow it to survive long enough to keep firing. The choice of artillery also reflects national doctrine. Norway, with a long northern border with Russia and responsibility for defending Arctic approaches, prioritizes systems that can fight in rugged conditions, deliver sustained fires, and integrate with Allied forces operating in the north. K9 VIDAR fits this requirement, and Norway has also exported it to Finland, creating interoperability across 2 key NATO northern states. Sweden, by contrast, emphasizes rapid, dispersed defense of its vast territory and critical Baltic coast. Archer's speed and automation enable a strategy of mobile, elusive batteries that can deny access without needing large manpower pools. Together, the two systems complement each other. Norway provides staying power, Sweden provides agility. The question often asked is which is better? The answer is that neither dominates in all categories. K9 VIDAR excels in endurance, ammunition depth, and terrain mobility. Archer dominates in deployment speed, automation, and survivability against counter-battery fire. If NATO fields both, it gains a layered artillery capability. One force able to hold ground and deliver sustained fire, another force able to hit quickly and vanish before retaliation. In a Baltic-Arctic contingency, this mix complicates Russian planning, forcing them to contend with both heavy, enduring batteries and fast, elusive ones. From a strategic perspective, these artillery investments are more than just procurement. They signal that the Nordic countries are not content with symbolic contributions, but intend to deliver credible, high-end firepower to NATO's northern flank. They also demonstrate industrial and doctrinal diversity. By maintaining different systems optimized for different terrains and doctrines, the region avoids monoculture and increases resilience. Ammunition stockpiles and logistics remain the common challenge. Without sustained supply of 155mm shells, even the best howitzer becomes silent. This is why Nordic governments have prioritized collective agreements with NATO and cross-border industrial cooperation. In conclusion, K9 VIDAR and Archer are not rivals in the sense of competing for the same mission. They are complementary expressions of Nordic defense strategy. One brings heavy-tracked firepower for Arctic endurance. The other brings rapid-wheeled agility for dispersed operations. Together, they provide NATO with a flexible, credible artillery shield across Northern Europe. The real lesson is not that one system is superior, but that diversity in platforms, tied together by shared ammunition and digital networks, creates a stronger deterrent. As the Nordic states fortify themselves against the uncertainties of the next decade, the image of K9s rumbling through snow and Archers sprinting down forest roads may become symbols of a region that is ready not just to endure, but to fight back.